Hello, and welcome to the Nerdiest podcast, the podcast where nerds talk about nerdy things. Today, it's that time of year again. Christmas trees come out. Mariah Carey and Michael Bublé simultaneously unfreeze from their frozen little corners of society. They come back and they bless us all with, well, Christmas music. It's great. Welcome back, gang. As always, I'm joined here by my co-host, Mr. Jackson Glass. How are you doing today, sir?
Hey, I'm doing so great. This is the time of year that I thrive. I went to a white elephant party last night, and I bought someone a Hanukkah mug that said Oy vey all day. It was great.
I think it's very ironic that you went to a Christmas party and took a Hanukkah gift.
No, that's the joke.
Yeah, see, but we're all inclusive here. Like,
yeah. No.
Is it titled The Nerdiest? We haven't decided the rest of the title yet. Christmas something. Yes, but we are all inclusive of all holidays.
More of a holiday party?
See, but we celebrate Christmas because obviously in America, our main holiday is Christmas. And, you know, as Americans, that's all that matters.
As Americans.
That's what it means to be an American, is just nobody else matters except for you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, man, starting off very controversial.
That's the opposite
also,
of what being a Christian means. So let's.
It's Christmas in Florida when I have long sleeves and shorts. On, because it never gets cold enough to like actually wear long pants. I wear jeans all the time though because college buildings are cold, man.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
So
also, keep the ugly sweaters. I have Dabbing Santa from last year. You can't see it because this is an audio podcast, but also video. Also, pretty sure. Hello, Spotify
hi.
Video Gang.
Oh, hey. Is that a thing now?
We're here. In a sense, yes. I might try it. We'll see because we have clearance to do it from Papa Anchor. So,
Daddy Anchor gives permission?
No, not Daddy Anchor. Papa Anchor.
Papa.
It's
Like
Daddy
Stranger
Spotify.
Things?
Papa Anchor. Actually, it should be the other way around because Spotify owns Anchor, not the other way around. So no, you're right.
Well, who do we
Daddy
report
Anchor,
to?
Papa Spotify. We report to ourselves.
We report to Jesus?
Actually, yes, that is true. We do report to Jesus. Shoot, I was gonna say something, but I don't remember what it was. The podcast may or may not be on Pandora now.
We'll
Actually,
see.
I'm gonna look. I submitted it for review.
We really should have more information before we start.
It's okay. Has it been? No, it is still pending review. So,
if you're listening to this on like Apple Podcasts, but your main account is on Pandora, hey, soon.
No. Here's the question though: whose main account is on Pandora though? Like
anyone in 2010.
Who still uses Pandora? Yes, the time travelers from 2010 can listen to our podcast.
Also, I'm eating a Hershey's
10 years
Kiss
before it comes out.
Do you know that commercial with the Hershey's Kisses and the bells?
No.
Where what? No, it's like the Hershey's Kisses play "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," but like the Hershey's Kisses.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You're eating Hershey's Kisses because that's the only kind of kisses you're gonna get this year. Sorry. Sorry. No, don't leave. Well, he's gone. Well, back to the solo podcast. So, gang, I'm going to spend the next 30 minutes to an hour talking about why The Polar Express is objectively the best Christmas movie of all time. So just buckle your seatbelts and sit down on the train, get yourself some hot chocolate, because here we go.
'Cause we got it. So, sorry, one of my goals this year was to walk out of a podcast. So I'm trying to wrap up all my goals before the end of the year.
Was that something you put like as a goal?
No.
You're like, what do I want to do in 2021? Walk off a podcast.
Walk out of a
no
podcast.
reason.
Hey, I had reason. But I also appreciate a great roast, so.
It's true. You got to respect the roast, though. Like
They always say, you're never going to make friends, but I know plenty of girls that say they want to just be friends. So, here we are.
Me in high school?
Take that, Timothy from high school.
Take that, Timothy Chalamet. The dunking on Dune never stops. Ever. Although I do want to transition into I do want to talk about why The Polar Express is objectively the best Christmas movie.
But first, we have to tease what's coming up at the end of this episode, which is
right.
the Nerdiest Podcast gift exchange.
Ayo, I got a package here. If anybody wants to like zoom in and read the label, you can find out where Jackson lives. Just
Send
kidding,
me a
don't do
check.
that. Doxing is illegal.
You can send me some money if you want. I'll take it.
Is doxing illegal?
Should
is
be.
doxing illegal? Let's find out.
Yes.
As doxing is an act that reveals personal information of an individual online, doxing tends to not be illegal. Specifically, if the obtained details were exposed in a public domain and found using legal methods. However, doxing can also fall under laws in place to combat stalking, harassment, and threats. So, yes, but actually no.
Yes, but yes.
For the sake of, we're going to take the law into our own hands and say that yes, it is.
It's very illegal.
So don't dox. That's bad.
Don't do that to anyone. That's not very nice.
No. So, recently, if you follow me on Letterboxd, which you should, Nic_Film, it's great. I recently rewatched The Polar Express this week because I wanted to watch at least one Christmas movie before we recorded this episode. Because, like, what's a Christmas party special without, watching actual Christmas movies? So, I was rewatching it. First of all, fantastic movie. Mm-hmm. Opening titles, when they were playing the song and the little, like, the Polar Express title came on, I started tearing up because it just reminded me of my childhood and how much I love this movie. And, like, instantly I was connected with why it's my favorite. So, I'm watching it, right? And I'm sitting here, and, like, there's some serious continuity errors. Go with me here. Because, like, in the first wide shot of the train, there's only 5 cars. But then in the scene where, like, it's running, like, it's going parallel with the wolves in the forest, I counted, like, 22 cars, which is a lot more than 5.
What they did.
But then, like, they go on the ice and it's 5.
What they did with the Polar Express is genius because they can say, magic.
That's what I was going to say. It's a magic train, so it doesn't matter. Just like how, like, the train, like, goes down that really steep, like, basically straight down train track like a roller coaster and nothing like happened. Magic. I will say there was one scene that really bothered me. It was when they go out on the ice and like the guy's pick flies out and cracks the ice and that like lands and cracks the ice. And I'm like, okay, 1 pin. And I made the joke. I was like, yes, one more thing that only breaks my fragile mental state. Anyway, so the train, like, slides, and then it, like, leans to one side and slams back down on the ice and doesn't break. And I'm like, homie, this is, like, a 1 to 2 ton train. And you're telling me, like, a tiny little pick, like, cracks all of the ice. But this 2-ton train slamming down on this ice, nothing. Okay. Makes sense. So as we're going on, the part that made me realize it is objectively the best Christmas movie of all time is because it is layered, and I mean layered, with meaning and, however you want to take away. Mm-hmm. So the one scene that really stuck out to me, which I know we're not explicitly a Christian podcast, mm-hmm. but this is the connection I made with the movie, and I'll explain, like, how it works even if, Christianity is not like your religion, mm-hmm. which is fine. So there's a scene where like the kid and like Santa comes out and everyone's like, oh, look, it's Santa. And he's like, oh, I can't see him. I can't hear the bells, mm-hmm. the whole thing. Cause he doesn't believe. He's on the fence this whole time. And Santa comes out and he's like, I can't see it. And he starts having like this existential freak out of, I can't see Santa. I can't hear the bells. Like, mm-hmm. I don't understand why everyone else is getting so excited. And so obviously the bell flies off and he picks it up and he's like, I believe. And then like starts shaking the bell and the whole thing. And then Santa comes up and he's like, so you believe? And he's like, yeah. I get it now. Like, I understand. The correlation I made to this was like when a non-believer comes to Christ, that is what I saw that experience as, where like if you're a non-believer, you can like go to church with your friends who like invited you and you want to go to be nice, and like you get there, but then as you go on that journey, you get to a point where like, I don't understand why everyone is getting excited, but I want to understand and mm-hmm. I want to get excited with everyone else. And then when you finally are like, I believe. I get it, I understand, mm-hmm. I want to be a part of this now. Santa coming to the kid is a very like, God coming to you and being like, so you do believe? And you're like, yes, I do. Like, I understand now. And then, like, everything finally opens up and everything makes sense and it's all good. Now, if you're not a Christian and, like, that message doesn't apply to you, here's the great thing. It doesn't have to be a strictly Christian thing. Because the Polar Express is always, like, seeing isn't always believing. That's the whole, like, message of the movie. Which is obviously, like, if you're a Christian, you can definitely, like, relate to that. But if not, you can still relate and understand and, like, get a message out of it and be like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, you can understand not being clicked in to something with everyone else. Like, he can't hear the bells or whatever. And then when you finally get it, you can party and celebrate with everyone else. And that is just, like, what stuck out to me on this last rewatch. I always discover something new every time I rewatch it. And I sent, like, you and Megan on our Marco Polo group, like, this, like, 10-minute, like, basically what I just summarized, like, going super deep into it.
Yeah,
and
true.
It was really great. And then, you know, I finished the movie and I was like, hot diggity dang, what a movie.
Yeah.
And it, another discovery I made is I made a joke at some point. I don't remember if I did it on the podcast or not, but none of the characters have names except for the main boy's sister, whose name is Sarah, who gets name dropped at the very end, and Billy, the poor kid. So none of them have names. Now I checked the Letterboxd cast list. The character's name is like Hero Boy, Hero Girl,
kid.
Conductor, the Know-It-All, Santa, like very vague. And I was like, wow, I bet that script is fun to write. All right, you are Hero Boy.
You know what kind of train this is?
Man, I would have clocked that kid. That kid made life so much harder for all the nerds because he would always get compared to the Know-It-All kid from Polar Express. And I'm like, man, you don't have to do me like that.
I watched Polar Express for my birthday last year, and that was, like, my choice. I was like, we're watching a movie. And they were like, okay, what movie? And I was like, The Polar Express. Because I trusted
do it again this year.
I trusted you. I was like, I haven't seen The Polar Express in, like, 10 years. You say it's really good. This is how much faith I put in you. My birthday movie was The Polar Express. And we all just, like, fell in love with it again. And so I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to watch it again this year. Polar Express kind of falls into the uncanny valley a little bit. It's where it's like they're not realistic, but they're also not super animated. There's just like that middle point that's kind of awkward. But I feel like you adjust. And I think people make too big of a deal out of how it looks because of the time. It looks fine. So, and you get
of
used
the
to
time
it.
when it came out. When did it come out? Was it early 2000s or was it 90s?
2004.
I don't remember. 2004? That's what I thought.
Yeah. I thought it was.
I knew it was early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the time, that kind of like motion capture hadn't really been done before.
The
so it was a
motion
big deal.
capture is insane. And I love Tom Hanks. So.
I want to know how much Tom Hanks got paid for that movie because he plays like 50% of the characters.
And Steven Tyler's at the end, so you know it's good. Like.
Yeah, exactly. It had like that very tiny Aerosmith cameo.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Everyone's talking about replacing Aerosmith at Rock and Roller Coaster in Disney, and I'm like, no.
No.
Rockin' on Top of the World from Polar Express. That's all we do. That's all we change. It just becomes, instead of Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith, it's Rock and Roller Coaster starring the objectively best Christmas movie of all time, The Polar Express. And it will be written
Featuring
exactly
Aerosmith.
like that on the guitar. Featuring Steven Tyler from Aerosmith.
Featuring Steven Tyler from the Polar Express.
Featuring Steven Tyler from the Polar Express from Aerosmith.
Goes to an Aerosmith concert. That's the guy from the Polar Express.
Oh my gosh, what the heck? That's the guy from that ride at Disney that's based on the Polar Express.
I put up my Aerosmith record like right before we recorded, completely not realizing that we were going to be talking about this. Divine intervention.
Ayo. Divine intervention.
Wow.
I also want to say, like, I say Polar Express is objectively the best Christmas movie of all time. I know that's going to get some flame. Actually, that's the Spotify question in the description. What do you think is objectively the best Christmas movie of all time? Not subjectively, what is your favorite? Like, oh, my favorite is Elf because I love it so much. Like, objectively, what do you think the best Christmas movie of all time is? Leave it in the description of the Spotify. If you're not listening on Spotify, DM us on Instagram.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll handle it all myself.
I'd also like to
so-
bring up a point. I'm trying to decide what I think is objectively the best Christmas movie. And I go
That's a Polar
back
Express,
and
don't think
forth. I go back and forth between Elf or National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
It's
Now.
not National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Why not?
It's not. I've seen that movie. It's not that good. It's overrated.
That's not true. I watch
Elf
it every
is really
year.
good.
Now, so here's why I go back and forth. Elf is like the most Christmassy movie you can watch. It is Christmas, Christmas, Christmas from beginning to end. Has freaking Zooey Deschanel, what a queen. Has Will
didn't know that, by
Ferrell.
the way.
You didn't know that, and I think it's hilarious. But we stand Zoe, and has Will Ferrell before he made all those crummy movies. I mean, come on, younger Will, we love him. One of the elves, I just learned this year. One of the main elves in Elf is the kid from A Christmas Story, the movie. It's the same actor. It's crazy. But Elf has
Oh, I was thinking of the business guy who like goes across the table.
Oh,
Who
no,
Buddy
that's
is
Peter
like, you're an
Dinklage.
elf. Yeah, I was like, no, that's Peter Dinklage, and that's who I thought you were talking about. Who's like, call me elf.
Call
one
me
more
elf
time,"
one
and he
more
goes across
time.
the table.
You're an elf. I love Elf because he has like no concept of like social cues, and I kind of relate to that really well
So it makes it great.
because he's like call me an elf one more time. You're an elf. Like, what do you want from me?
You know, like,
So,
like
but I also see a case for National Lampoon's because National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation doesn't have a gimmick. Like, National Lampoon's is a movie series, and I've only seen the Christmas one because growing up, like, Chevy Chase isn't like a great guy, so like we didn't really grow up watching those, so I only watched this one like 2 years ago, and so it's a series. But National Lampoon's is just a window into this family's Christmas.
hold on. Give me an example of like a gimmick. Like, what do you mean?
A magic train.
I feel like that's not fair because all movies have a gimmick.
So
Like, wouldn't the gimmick of National Lampoon be that it's a window into this family's life?
I
or
mean-
that it's part of a movie series?
I guess, but it's not like other Christmas movies. I feel like National Lampoon's is the most realistic Christmas movie I've ever seen. Now, I say that, but also like in the end, like their house gets raided by the FBI and like it catches on fire. Like it's still silly, but the whole plot is just like it's like you have to deal with your family around Christmas, and his family's crazy, and there's people that drop by unexpectedly, and like, you know, siblings have to share beds, and it's awkward, and like they don't like each other's in-laws, and it's like kind of, I feel like everyone has something to relate to in that movie. And I've seen that movie twice. Every time you hear Mele Kalikimaka, you got to cover your eyes and jump for the remote. We skip that scene, gang.
Is that the movie where the grandma says the national anthem
Yes.
instead of
Instead
like
of
praying
praying.
for the food? Yeah, I know what movie that is now.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I didn't know, but I know
Yeah.
what movie that's from.
So, I don't know. I go back and forth because National Lampoon's, I wouldn't consider it a family movie, even though I know a lot of families that watch it. Well, that's your own decision, but there's some parts that I'm like, ugh, Chevy, what are you doing?
I mean, yeah, I remember watching it for the first time with my mom, and there was like that one scene, I think it's by the pool,
yeah.
and she like just reached over and covered my eyes. I was like 12, but still, she was like, not on my
Not
Christian
on my
Minecraft server, you're not. Not happening.
You see,
no.
You see, I'm traumatized now because anytime the song Mele Kalikimaka comes on, Mele Kalikimaka is a
So what you're saying is if I see you for Christmas and I turn that on, you're going to have like an adverse traumatic reaction?
Yeah, because anytime that comes on, we have to jump for that remote because we always forget.
I want to see you physically jump for a remote.
We're just like,
you
oh my
launch across
gosh.
the room.
Because there's some other scenes in the movie that are questionable, but that's non-debatably the worst part.
Which one is the one that has the leg lamp?
That's a
That's
Christmas story. I haven't seen that,
Oh,
actually.
oh. Have you watched the new Home Alone
No. Have you?
on Disney Plus?
Have you?
I heard it was really bad,
Have you watched it?
and I kind of want to watch it just to see how bad it is.
I thought about watching it and then making like a YouTube video, but my December filled up too quickly.
I feel that. I will have a lot more time to watch Christmas movies once I get this next week over with.
Yeah.
Like the week this episode comes out, I will probably be binge watching Christmas movies. Who knows? You'll probably see it on Instagram. Which, by the way, go follow us on Instagram at the Nerdiest Podcast.
Let's go.
A lot of stuff coming there.
So I kind of want to. It's not on the list, but I want to talk about Home Alone for a minute because the amount of times they've tried to replicate the magic of Home Alone is so sad.
What are they on, number 5 now?
This is the 5th Home Alone movie. And let me tell you, Home Alone cannot be replicated. I don't care if you get Buzz in as a cameo at the end. Okay? That's not enough, Disney Plus. That's not enough, Disney Plus. I don't even care. I don't care that it's the kid from Jojo Rabbit. It's not Macaulay Culkin.
That's not enough.
That's not enough. That's not Macaulay Culkin. Even like the second one is like, I don't know, but it still has Macaulay Culkin. So like, you know, it's better than that crappy third one.
Is that the last one he was in?
Yeah, he only did the 2. And so, because Home Alone 2 Lost in New York is actually like...
That's the one where he gets to meet
He gets to
famous
meet
celebrity
Trump.
Donald Trump.
That's a funny one.
Not
That's funny.
Former U.S. president. No, celebrity.
I love
Donald Trump.
the John Mulaney bit where he's like, "How do you get lost in New York? The streets are labeled."
You said that like Jerry Seinfeld.
I did say that like Jerry Seinfeld. I haven't watched John Mulaney.
Jerry
in a long time.
Seinfeld does John Mulaney stand up.
How do
What
you
a
get
crossover.
lost? How do you get lost in New York? I'm done. I tried, but Home Alone is
Because we're Delta Airlines and life is a freaking nightmare. I tried.
we're gonna cancel the flight and frame you for murder. Why are you doing this?
Because we
hate you. Oh gosh. That's my wife.
Jerry Seinfeld and John Mulaney, please don't come after us. We love you both. Like, you're great.
We do love
Jerry
you both.
Seinfeld, your work on the Bee Movie, impeccable. Your career very clearly peaked right there. It's all been downhill from
Did
here.
you see
I think
that?
you just need to make the
Did
Bee
you
Movie
see
too.
that he apologized for the Bee Movie recently? He was like,
No.
He was like,
No.
He was like, there was obviously some weird sexual tension going on in the Bee Movie that was like.
Oh no, actually no, that's true.
And
That's true.
He was like that was
between
not.
the human and the bee.
Yeah, he was like, I look back and like, I'm sorry, guys. That
Hold
was
on, I'm
funny.
searching Twitter right now because rumor has it the trailer for Into the Spider-Verse 2 is coming out today, and I'm just
Oh.
trying to scroll and see if that's true
See
or
if it's
not.
true. So yeah, Home Alone
We'll
is
find out.
something that you cannot replicate, and I think we need to stop trying to replicate it before we ruin the original. Because it's like how many times are we going to keep doing this? And they keep trying different combinations to see if like what works, because it's like Christmas version, not Christmas version, 2 dudes break into the house, 2 dudes and a girl, a dude and a girl. It's like, guys, that's not the problem. That's not what's wrong. It's just was such a one-of-a-kind, beautiful. Chris Columbus is an incredible director. Freaking John Williams soundtrack. You know, the cast with like Macaulay Culkin, Catherine O'Hare, Joe Pesci, and Daniel something. What's that guy's name?
Daniel Craig?
No. Yeah, Home Alone is not something you can replicate, and I think we need to stop trying.
See, that's another thing that, like, Polar Express, objectively the best. They've never tried to do it again. They haven't tried a live-action remake. They haven't tried a reanimation.
Is there a
They've never... they literally released it and never touched it again.
Is there a Broadway? Because I feel like
No, stop. We're not making Broadway No.
What's wrong with
Listen,
Broadway Polar
one
Express?
of the worst. No. One of the worst things to come out of this whole year is that people tried to turn everything into Broadway. Ratatouille got a musical. Ratchet Hamilton is fine, by
Thank
the way.
you.
You get a pass because it was dope. Ratatouille the musical though,
Trash.
cringe.
I could have told you that would fail.
The amount of like Pixar musicals that tried to take off this year, which Megan's gonna hate this. Cars the musical, not a good idea.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. Not a good idea. Up the musical, not a good idea. Not gonna happen. Finding Nemo the musical already exists, so can't really.
I could see
do
that
anything
being
about that.
good.
Well, it is good. It exists.
Oh.
It's real. it's a show at Animal Kingdom, and it was also on Broadway.
Oh. I'm
It
assuming it's
exists.
good.
That's the only one that's real. If they're gonna make a Ratatouille the musical, they gotta put you in.
They
charge,
gotta give
though.
me a call.
Also, no Spider-Verse trailer yet.
Okay. I'll
So,
we'll check in later.
also breaking news. Not really, but it's Christmas related. Apparently, Chris Pratt actually is voicing the Grinch in next year's Grinch Christmas special. I googled and verified it, and it's like actually true. And I was like, oh, I thought that was one of those memes. No? Okay. I guess we're casting Avengers as the Grinch now.
Here's another question.
I don't really feel like we need to redo the Grinch again.
Here's another question. And there's a correct answer to this.
I still need to watch the Benedict
The best
Cumberbatch What is
Grinch
that on?
is the best
Jim Carrey.
Grinch is Jim Carrey. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no question.
Now, the Benedict Cumberbatch Grinch isn't awful. I think people just hate on that one a little too much just because it's not Jim Carrey. It's an enjoyable movie, but it's meant for little kids. Like, don't like.
I can only watch it on Hulu.
Imagine not having.
I don't have Hulu.
Imagine not having Hulu.
Actually, my mom has Hulu, but she hasn't shared the login with me. Which, Mom, I gave you my HBO Max login. Can I have the Hulu login? Like, this is a back and forth. It's a two-way street. I mean, she probably uses HBO Max more than I do. I've used it like twice collectively in the last 4 months.
Then you can watch Only Murders in the Building.
I know. You'll like finally stop pestering me to watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, we
I'm
were
not
on such a
gonna-
good streak of you not bringing it up every episode.
They just started filming season 2. I'm so happy.
Oh, no. Alas, it continues on.
Alas.
My never-ending torture. Oh, by the way, speaking of moms, I want to give a shout out to Jackson's mom for having based opinions. Like, Jackson shared with me that after the sitcoms episode, she messaged him and was like, Nick is right. New Girl is better than 30 Rock. And I'm like, thank you. Someone who finally gets it. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Also, Jackson started New Girl.
I did
It's about
start.
time.
I did start New Girl. It's a great show.
Only took you too long.
I agree. It is objectively better than 30 Rock.
He said
I
it.
said it. My mom was
Who's
right.
your favorite character so far?
On New Girl, Jess. Now, I
Okay,
said
who's your favorite character aside from Zoe
aside
Deschanel?
from Zoe Deschanel. That's a toughie. So, you know how much I love Zoe. So,
No, the way you said that. That's a toughie.
Winston.
Okay.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
Winston's great.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Schmidt kind of guy.
You see,
Um,
Schmidt is
I
so
love Schmidt.
funny.
He's so funny.
Schmidt is so funny,
He's so over the top.
but he's so. You see, that's where I struggle with him sometimes. Sometimes I just hate him. I'm like the cardigan,
Nick!
like where he's like his cardigan, where he's like, you don't like the cardi? I'm like, shut up. But that's
No,
his whole
you gotta-
character,
you
so I
gotta-
get it.
You gotta love the way he pronounces everyone's names. Nick, Jess,
Youths.
Winston,
My favorite line.
Cece.
My favorite line is Schmidt's, where he goes, youths. It's like there's a ton of youths in this neighborhood.
Oh, there's so many good lines that I can't tell you about because they're spoilery.
I'm so
There's also a
excited.
great reveal in like season there's only 6 seasons, I think.
There's 7.
5. 7? Okay, I think it's in season 5. There's a really good one, but I'm not going to tell you about it. Because I don't want to take that away from you.
Whew.
Just kidding. It's actually...
No!
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
How dare I?
New girl. It's broken.
It's broken. No, stop. We're done. Okay. Moving on. So, next topic. And I'm going to let you go first because I don't have the answer to all of these. So, in the Christmas spirit, as we sit here, you may or may not have noticed that there is a chill campfire noise going in the background.
Hey, we're just hanging
to
out.
mention it at the beginning
We're
of the
just
episode.
vibing.
To vibe with the Christmas memories. Jackson, I want to know, what is your favorite, least favorite, and most embarrassing Christmas memories?
Okay.
You have to do one from each category. I have my most embarrassing. I have to find my other two.
Some of my favorites are always... You got to give me 2 seconds.
1, 2.
I really like... Christmas movies have always been a big deal. And someone asked me recently, they're like, what's your favorite Christmas tradition? And I was like, does watching Christmas movies count as a tradition? Because I think everyone does that. But that really is some of my favorite time, like when everyone comes together, like our extended family always comes in for Christmas. And so we're always all sitting around, and I usually have a hot cocoa, and it's like Home Alone or Elf, and it's like everyone connects through the movie, and it's true peace. I also, y'all, let me tell you, Christmas Eve church services hit hard.
Oh my
Let
gosh,
me tell
that was
you.
going to be my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Christmas Eve church
The unparalleled
services.
vibe of singing Christmas music with like 100 to 500 other people. So good.
Now, as church staff, it is a freaking hectic time because there's services at 4, 5, and 6. So we're running on Christmas fumes. So this is a PSA. Check in on your church volunteers for Christmas. They're not okay. But
Just
yeah.
say, hey, Merry Christmas. Jesus loves you.
I'd also like to ask, favorite Christmas song to sing in church? Not like,
in
not like
church?
Mariah
Dang.
Carey. Like,
Yes, my favorite song to sing. All I Want for Christmas.
lift out a voice. I don't want a lot. See, it's inappropriate. Some heresy on the podcast today
My favorite song to sing in church
for Christmas.
Probably "Oh Come All Ye Faithful."
Oh, come all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come.
Not like that though.
Ye faithful.
I will say, For King and Country has a slapping Christmas album.
Yeah, no, you're right. My favorite to sing in church. Now, if I'm listening in the car, it'll be like Kelly Clarkson. But if I'm singing at church, my favorite is gotta be "Oh Holy Night." Like, I feel like every time, like whenever that line goes, "Fall on your knees and hear the angel voices," I feel like I just start to lift up. Like,
Just to
"Oh
levitate.
night divine," like banger, a banger.
No, it's a floater.
It's no, we're not. We got a floater. So least favorite.
Let me call it a levitator. There you go.
Yeah, no, we don't call things floaters. I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, probably not. Maybe we should stop saying
So
it.
now that we're all filled with the Christmas spirit, what's your least favorite?
Should I bleep it? Should I bleep it out?
No, you can say floater.
Info. It's just. We'll call it a beep. We shouldn't say beep.
Make
They're
you
like,
wonder.
Are they swearing?
We'll just make you wonder. So now that we're all full
First
of Christmas
explicit
spirit,
episode of the podcast.
now that we're full of Christmas spirit, what's your least favorite thing?
I'm gonna let you go first because mine are back to back and they're in like tandem stories. Because I got my simultaneously most embarrassing and least favorite in the span of like 2 weeks.
Okay. I don't have a specific thing to say.
And a third one.
Oh no.
We'll get there.
I don't have a specific moment that was like, this was awful. I think I generally, like, I love giving gifts to people, but I also hate shopping for gifts. I think...
Okay, I understand that.
I like giving gifts. I love that. I love, like... But I prefer giving gifts throughout the year because I feel like it's more natural. That person would love that. I'm at the store, pick up that mug. So-and-so would love that. And so it's almost like... I don't want to say social pressure, but it's like this... Like, oh, you have to get everyone this gift. And it's like, who do you get a gift for? And so it just becomes like... Something I'm a big advocate for is like... Christmas does not have to be stressful. Anything that's stressful at Christmas is self-induced. Unless, like... Not all things, because sometimes it's like... Sometimes it's
Kinda
different.
got a point, though.
But, like... I'm so stressed, I can't find a gift for this person. Don't get a gift.
Then don't get
Don't
them
get a
anything.
gift. Or
Don't
wait.
love them. Don't get them a gift.
or just wait and, like, you know, chill out. I feel like my least favorite thing about Christmas is things that, like, people that make it too big of a deal and just end up having a terrible season. And I'm like, this is a really great intentional time if you make it that. So
That makes sense.
that's what I say. That's what I say.
Okay, so upon thinking, I actually want to change my favorite Christmas memory to, geez, was it already 2 years ago?
Opening my Nintendo Switch.
No, that actually was pretty dope. But 2 years ago, it wasn't on Christmas, but it was in the Christmas season. My high school choir got to go sing in the candlelight processional at Epcot. So, don't look at me like that. I know you're jealous.
I'm so jealous.
It was great. Like, our whole trip was great. We did a van ride down. We all, like, pooled in the van. It was like a 10-hour drive. It was great. Got to the hotel super late. We ordered pizza every single night and, like, had them deliver it to the lobby and took it back up to our rooms. I got to bunk with, like, my guy friends who I was super close with, which was really fun because we all fought over who got to sleep in the actual beds and who got to sleep on the couch. And then obviously we got to sing, which, one, singing Christmas songs, always great. Two, singing Christmas songs at Disney, that's like my life's purpose. I've always said, like, if I don't get engaged at Disney, my entire life has been a lie. So getting to sing at Disney is like the first step in that right direction.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not getting engaged anytime soon. Don't anybody get the wrong idea.
That's what you think.
So, and like the whole trip overall, like, we performed our first day there, and then we still had 2 days.
Wow.
So we did like Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, and then we did Magic Kingdom. It was great, really fun trip. I look back on it very fondly as like one of my. That was also my last ever performance with that choir because before we got to do another performance, COVID kicked in.
Oh.
So ending at Disney, I'm okay.
So it
with
was the
that.
final hurrah without even knowing it was the final hurrah.
Exactly, which made it so much better.
Yeah.
Kind of. Now, my least favorite and most embarrassing, and then we can move on to lifting our spirits by opening gifts.
Yay!
So okay, man, 3 years ago, I was dating someone who shall remain nameless, but it's not Megan.
Jessica.
We're gonna call her Jessica. So I can use a name, but I'm not actually going to name drop because that's doxing and that's illegal.
That's illegal.
So I'm glad we could like come all the way full circle on that. So Jessica and I we had been together for like a month and sorry, we've been together for like a month. And for our 1 month anniversary, I was like, okay, let's go see the Polar Express in IMAX. Because she had never, which this should have been my first red flag that it wasn't going to work. She'd never seen the Polar Express. And I was like, okay, that's your first mistake. But we can correct that by seeing the Polar Express in IMAX 3D. It's great. that was my least favorite memory because looking back on it now, I hate it because one, we went to Mellow Mushroom and I forgot to tip the server because it was my first time ever eating out by myself, like without my mom.
No, you have
like
to
any
tip.
other adult.
Oh, you have to
I
tip.
left no tip. But my mom went back like the next day and she was like, hey, my son was in here yesterday. Here's the receipt. Like he forgot to tip. I'm sorry. And like, that's why my mom is thebomb.com.
We love you.
So that's my least favorite because I just hate looking back on it.
Shout
now.
out to your mom. Because the moms are
Shout
coming
out to my mom.
She's the best.
Both our moms have to listen to this episode so they can like properly receive their praise and shout outs. I will specifically send it to her and tell her to listen to it. So I'm going to add a subcategory, most traumatic experience, something I can never do again. All I'm going to say is Jessica was very talented in the performing arts, and I went and saw her performance of the Nutcracker. I can't go back. No, I just can't. Because like I showed up because I was like trying to be a good boyfriend and all that, and I showed up with like freaking flowers, man. I sat with her mom throughout the whole thing, which was awkward in and of itself. And like, it was kind of awkward because then afterwards you did like the whole obligatory, like, oh, we're going to take pictures, which I can send them to you later.
Oh my gosh,
I don't want to like
please.
show it, but I can send it to you because you've never seen them. So yeah, that was mildly traumatic. I can never look at the Nutcracker the same way. Now, my most embarrassing, and I saved it for last because I've never told you this story. It involves going to a certain place. I don't want to say it, but you'll figure it out. It involves rocks and lights. You should be able to get context of where we're at.
Ooh, no one else but like me.
places.
No one else but me, and like maybe a select 3 people will know where you're talking about.
Oh, all my personal friends will know exactly what I'm talking about. Ooh. So, this was after the Nutcracker and all that. And I was like starting to get semi-serious with the relationship. And I was like, oh, okay, here we go. It's going to get exciting. I'm going to do the thing. You know, the thing where like guys say the L word. All right, let's do it. So we go to this place and we walk. It is like a walking trail. We did it twice, which you know how physically taxing one time around can be. But we did it twice.
Yes.
And I was like super nervous. And we did a gift exchange at the top. And, like, I got her this super nice infinity sign necklace from, I don't even remember where I got it from. So I give her this, and, like, that was the perfect opportunity to say it, but I didn't. So then at the end, we get to the very end of the thing, and, like, we're about to leave. And I'm like, I need to say it, otherwise I'm going to, like, ruin the whole thing. And, like, all my friends been talking me up. They're like, you got this, man. You can do it. I believe in you. Come on, buddy.
Tell her you love her.
Yeah. So I'm standing there, and I was like, oh, hey. Like, super awkward, sweaty, you know, junior in high school type thing. And I was like, hey, I want to tell you something before we leave. And she was like, oh, what? And I was like, I love you. And, like, it just kind of slipped right out. And it was super awkward. And, you know, I mean, your normal response would be like, oh, yeah, I love you too. It's great. She went, same. And then we hugged and walked away. And that was the end of that conversation. And it became an inside joke of like every time I would say, she'd be like, oh, same. Because like it became a joke. But in the moment, man, it's so awkward. So, okay. I also want to say I've never gone back to that place since then. Never
Seriously?
been there again. Yeah,
it's
never been there again. It is, but it got ruined by the most embarrassing thing.
How long after that before you broke up?
2 months.
Wow, you went on for 2 whole months.
Yeah. A month of that. See, because we did that, and then shortly thereafter, like 2 days after Christmas, we did the whole like smoochy smooch thing, which is a whole story that I've already told you.
I'm okay.
And I don't want to say it on here. That's awfully personal.
I'm good.
Maybe 2022 podcast. We can,
if we get enough subscribers,
if we can get 32,000 likes on Instagram, I will. No. So after we did like the smoochy smooch thing, that was where it went downhill from there. Because she was like, "I want out. but didn't have the heart to tell me because I was very emotionally fragile. So it went on for an extra month.
Dang.
And then finally arose in what I told you on the Lego Media episode where like we went and saw the Lego Movie 2 and she was like, I saw that you paid for everything. Peace. And then dipped. And I was like, oh! So
That's
yeah, Christmas is very interesting for me. It's taken it took a solid year or two to like undo most of that. So, but it's fine because I'm good now.
so we can laugh at
I
it now.
actually have a girlfriend
We can laugh
who
now.
loves me and supports me, and she's great. Shout out to you, Megan. Shout out to all the people.
That is
Jackson, do you want to shout out your non-existent girlfriend?
no.
Okay.
Shout out to Lindsay.
I mean, you can't shout her out. Can't shout her out because she's not real.
Yeah, shout out to Lindsay. She's not.
You want to give
real.
like a shout out to Zoe Deschanel?
Shout out to Zoe Deschanel. What's that TikTok thing going around? What's up, baby? Take me to dinner. Hey, yo.
No.
Hey, yo.
No. Okay, so
All right. So
in terms of this gift exchange, you're gonna go first.
I'm gonna go
because
first.
Amazon is a bully, and one of your things didn't get delivered.
One of my things
yet,
did not
so
get
I'm
delivered.
gonna send you a screenshot.
Okay.
Of what it is.
So I'd like to preface by saying when we said we should do a gift exchange for the podcast, I think we had two different ideas of what that would look like.
I don't think so.
I
think it's fine.
Just know that based on what is in your box. Okay.
Well, now I'm kind of worried.
I have my handy dandy.
Oh,
pocket
I
knife.
also have a knife. Don't worry, we use knives very safely here. We use knives very... Man, just ching! Don't hurt yourself.
I got
We
it.
have to promote good knife safety on the podcast. I did not have Amazon wrap it or
Good.
anything, so once you pull it out, it's out, man. Oh, the grand...
I think it's a movie. Hold on.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Hold
I
on.
can't,
Hold
I
on.
can't say
This is what I
anything.
do with every Christmas present. Oh, it's not Legos.
Oh, man. Darn. It's not Lego.
Let's go!
Yeah!
It's Weathering with You on Blu-ray.
Yes,
Exactly
sir.
what I
had to
asked
get
for.
I had to get you the first anime I ever
Oh my
forced you to watch for
gosh.
the podcast.
This is iconic.
And also, it's a really good movie.
Oh my gosh.
But it also has sentimental value because that's the
It
first one I forced
does.
you to watch.
Oh my
And I almost
gosh.
basically forced you to say it was good so
Thank
that I
you
could
so
win the
much.
argument with Megan.
Wow.
But then you loved it anyway.
Thank you. Wow. I'm gonna force my family to watch this. It just came out from where I shook
Induct
this.
them.
Indoctrinate.
One of us. One of us.
Wow.
Okay,
This really
so
is incredible. Thank you.
let me send you a screenshot of the other thing I got you that Amazon hasn't delivered yet. It was
Okay.
supposed to be there, but then they were like, oh, it's delayed. So this should be on the way relatively soon. It is the Scarlet Witch Funko
There
Pop,
we
'cause I know
go.
WandaVision is your
You know how
favorite
much I
show.
love WandaVision? Man.
And also, one of our best episodes this year was talking about WandaVision.
I'm saying, wow. This is
I got you.
You got
homie,
me.
You covered.
You got me all kinds of podcast related gifts. This
I did.
is
And now I'm kind of slightly worried. I'm only half terrified. Although Megan said she's seen one of them.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you're going to really love it. And I was like,
so
okay.
I'd like to say thank you very much. These are very thoughtful gifts. I'm very excited for the second one to come.
Indeed. You're welcome, sir. It will be there eventually, according to Amazon.
Hey, I'm ready for you to open.
I always get a lot of anxiety when I open gifts from people in front of them. Because it's always that, split second what goes through your head. What if I don't
What if I don't
what
like
happens
it?
then? What happens then?
It's
Also,
okay. You'll like it.
Was it you who put the label over the middle of the box and made it so impossible to open?
That was my dad.
Or was that? Okay, I was gonna say you can blame it on USPS.
No,
if you want.
that was my dad. He was like, "This will be hilarious."
People already hate them enough.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
It's like from Friends.
Nah,
He's like,
oh, there we
"What
go,
is this,
there
the
we
dang
go."
post office?"
Now I'm at the point where I can just rip it off. No. Oh, that's.
I'm
tape.
so
Okay,
excited.
don't cut.
I'm
Okay,
so
Nick,
excited.
Nick, don't. Cut
We were just
yourself.
talking about good
Oh.
knife safety.
Oh. I see. Oh, I see a couple things in here. Okay. What? The world's best boss hat. Hold on. I gotta do a hat switch here. Santa, out of here. I am indeed the world's best boss. You can't see it.
There it is.
There we go. Okay, and then I see a Friends ornament. I do need more ornaments for my tree.
And I knew
because,
that.
Celebrating watching Friends in 39 days.
I'm saying.
And then, obligatory Funko Pop. The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian with Baby Gogurt. Cute things inside. Wait. There was a thing on the back?
Mm-hmm.
Is that an extra thing?
Maybe.
Hold on. Oh, what? Wait. Oh, it's a VeggieTales stick.
Yeah.
It took me a second. I had to be like, oh. Hey, yo. I'm going to put this on my computer.
Yes.
It was nice to meet you. Now go away. Which is iconic because that is my mood with most people. I'm like, okay, great.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Go
Get out.
away.
Oh my gosh, man, you got me more stuff than I did. Got you, but it's all
But
good
that's
stuff.
okay.
Oh, thank you.
Dog, it's absolutely.
Christmas.
Am I right?
Christmas, am I right?
I actually have a really funny story of when I got those gifts. So, when I bought literally everything that was in that box, I was on the phone with you.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
So, I was in Books A Million, and I found all that stuff.
That's what you win in Books A Million?
Yes! That's when I...
I was like, what is this idiot going into Books A Million for?
So,
What a loser.
I went to Target to try to find things. And I told you that. And I was like, nah, I can't find it. I got to go to Books A Million. Because we were going on a trip, and I was going to get some stuff for the trip. Like, you know,
rocket ship.
trips. You buy stuff. And I was like, nothing at Target. I went to Books A Million, and I found all that. And you were like, I was quiet for a second because I had you in like my AirPods. And you were like, are you looking at a book? I was like, no, I'm in line to check out, and I feel weird just talking to myself.
Oh.
And so...
Oh, I understand.
I went to check out, and I was getting the world's best boss hat, and I didn't mute myself or anything. And the cashier was talking about all the other office stuff that they had in the store. And I don't know if you heard, but he was like, yeah, we also have the world's best boss mug, and they actually have like jelly candies with the stapler. And I was like, homie, stop!
I did hear that, but I thought like you were, because you didn't tell me who you were in there buying stuff for. So I assumed you were in there like buying stuff for your boss.
You see, no. You see, that's what's funny.
I'm the
but
real
the thing
boss
is,
here.
I
get all the cool
thing is,
boss merch.
I was buying something for my boss. So you see,
I am the boss around here.
You see, and I was like, and I felt bad because I had to like kind of shut down the conversation, but I couldn't be like, sorry, I'm on the phone with the person I'm buying this for. Like,
I mean, you totally could have done that. The cashier's not gonna like kill you.
Yeah, but like you would have heard me say that.
That's true.
It was really funny.
You could have muted yourself.
You
too.
see, I didn't think to do that because I didn't think he was gonna describe everything that I bought
all the way through. I didn't think that all the way through.
I didn't think he was gonna describe everything I bought to me. I'm the one that bought it.
I mean, sometimes you gotta just like double check and make sure that people are okay with what they're buying.
Wow, this is incredible.
I low key, Weathering with You is gonna be the first movie I watch next year.
Oh my god!
I want to make it the first movie I watch every year, because I really want to rewatch it because I got the manga for it a couple weeks ago, and I'm like reading through that, and I want to watch the movie, but I'm forcing myself to wait until January 1st.
I need to see if Sam will watch this with me because I think she'd like it.
It's so good. I mean, I'm a little biased because this is like my second favorite movie of all time.
Wow.
Also, if I can get over like the public peer pressure to have a non-anime movie as my number one, it might move up to number one.
That's funny.
Favorite of all time.
Another social construct that we follow.
Another social construct. Having a non-anime movie is your favorite movie of all time.
I'd also like to plug one little thing. I released a Christmas EP.
Dude.
Personally, like just
now's the perfect time to
Under
drop it.
Jackson Glass. You can search on Spotify and Apple Music.
Wait. Question. Because I know we're gonna make reels out of this episode.
Yeah.
Can we use that music?
Oh my
Is it on
gosh, you
Spotify?
can.
Or,
It's
no,
on
no,
Instagram.
No, not Spotify. Is
yeah,
it on Instagram?
it is. You can use
Will
that.
it be on TikTok too?
Yeah. It will. So
Also, can we make that announcement now? Because I feel like we got Christmas gifts for each other, but I feel like we need to give a Christmas gift to the audience.
Does the audience need it? Oh, I think they said yes. That's what I heard. I heard them say yes.
Yeah, I heard a yes.
So
I heard a yes.
go for it. Feeling like Dora over here.
Okay. So. Nope. Volume all the way off. No.
Did you
Nope,
open
you didn't hear
TikTok?
anything. I did. I opened TikTok without turning my volume all the way down. So, our Christmas gift to you all, which may be more of a curse than anything. Also, I'm really vibing this look with the hat. And
Honestly,
headphones.
sexy second.
It really kind of works for me.
Sexiest man alive, second place. Like
Second place. No. Actually, no. Sorry. I
third
lose
place.
to who do I? I lose to Ryan Reynolds. Okay, I'll take it.
Paul Rudd.
So, gang. All I'm gonna say is, if you have TikTok and you want to go follow us on TikTok, we have an official Nerdiest Podcast TikTok now. It is at the Nerdiest Podcast on TikTok. If you look at the logo, it doesn't look exactly the same as the one we have right now, but that is a surprise
That's for next.
2022.
That's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
In a little bit. So just stay tuned, and if you look at our TikTok logo, you're getting a little sneak peek of what's coming next year. But all of the reels are also on TikTok. They usually come out a little bit quicker because I like to just jump the gun and upload stuff. But also there's going to be some more like original content there that we use, like making sounds and all that. Actually, I'm going to go make one right after this episode, and then I will post it the day this episode comes out, and you will know. So it'll be dope. So with that being said, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas. If you do, Merry Christmas. Great Christmas. I hope everybody has a good and, safe holiday time. Go see your family.
Yeah.
Go see your friends if you that's what you want to do. Also, we may or may not be back next week to talk about the most anticipated film of 2020. Spider-Man.
We
No Way
say
Home.
might because scheduling is a beast.
We say might because it might not happen. The goal is to make it happen, but it might not. So
I want it to happen really
you're
bad.
gonna have to follow us on Instagram
What?
to find out. What?
I'd also like to say Christmas is not a good time for everyone. It can be a very hard time. So if you're struggling, just know it'll all be okay, and we love you. So go out with that. Peace be with you, and also with you.
Thank you for listening, gang. If you want to stay up to date with the podcast, as I said, you can follow us on Instagram at the Nerdiest Podcast, and now you can follow us on TikTok at the Nerdiest Podcast.
Go.
If you have feedback or a question you want to submit, you can do so through the Contact Us page on our website.
Yes, and I didn't have my script pulled up. And
pull it up.
And if thank you again for listening. If you want to leave a 5-star review on Apple Music or Spotify, or Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please do. Or the best way for us to grow really is word of mouth. So if you love what you're hearing, if you have a friend that says, hey, if you have a friend and you want to say, hey, this is a great Christmas party special episode that's a lot of fun, go listen to it. It really is a great way for us to grow.
Again, thank you for listening, and we hope to see you in the next episode. Peace.
Bye.